नहीं
तब तो और भी dangerous है ना? That's more dangerous.
No. So this is not going to be a dangerous territory. It's on the contrary, it's going to be a very safe and a very non-judgmental kind of a territory. So be assured of that front. Let me start with my introduction. My name is Ankur Nigam, and I have been into stand-up and improv comedy for quite some time now, 6-7 years now. And I also took part in the cohort, which was last year. It started with September, and Geeta was like I was fortunate to be a part of the same cohort where Geeta was there. So that's the two things that we are going to, in fact, see today in terms of, in fact, me balancing it out. So one part is about improv comedy, and the other part is about coaching, and how both of them have a lot of things in common, and basically the key elements of it. Okay. Before that, I would like to ask you guys if you guys already know about improv comedy, of what it is, क्या होता है. No? Okay, great. Then that serves well. मैं कुछ भी बोल सकता हूँ. Okay, I won't be judged, but that's fine. I would request the new people who have joined in, if they can also turn on the camera and audio. Basically, I'll tell you, this is not going to be a PPT kind of a session. So ऐसा नहीं कि मैं आपको बताऊंगा ये चार चीजें हैं. It's going to be very interactive. I'll ask you guys to be, to participate in this entire session, and actually feel what improv is about. So this part of today's session is the improv part of the improv comedy. It's not going to be so much about the comedy part of it, but how improv and coaching align with each other. Okay. Okay, sure, Harsh, that's fine. So that was about improv, and that was about coaching. So, khair, I'm sure you all would already be aware about it, right? So I need not reiterate ki coaching kya hai. Right? All of us are from like either from cohort or have been into coaching, right? Or is anyone there outside of the coaching domain? Okay, Amazon, great. That's cool. So, and one more question, sorry. Is everyone okay, is everyone okay with a Hinglish kind of a setup, or Hindi? मतलब हिंदी बीच बीच में मेरे निकल ही जाती है.
I don't understand Hindi, so.
Okay, then I'll take care of it. Cool. Thanks for telling me that, Spaya. So, so I told you what improv is. So improv is a short form of improvisation. And what it does is like, I'm not sure if you people have seen this famous iconic show, Whose Line Is It Anyway, where people go on stage, the performers go on stage, and then they take suggestions from the audience, and then and there, they improvise the set, right? Now, that element of improv is the comedy element where performance arts comes into play. But improv, at the backseat of improv, there are a lot of other concepts which actually make that really beautiful scene on the stage happen. And these concepts are exactly, or in fact, they have a great overlap with that of coaching. And the coaching concepts like active listening, making your partner or your coachee extremely comfortable in the entire situation, making them look good, making sure that the entire conversation is happening in a very non-judgmental space, right? Empowering them to take decisions, and all of this, as I'm saying, or as I'm just probably listing them down, it's common for coaching. It is common for improv. So, and you'll see when I'll ask you guys to take the stage or so. So you'll see this, right? And how Jay is going to make you have some frameworks around coaching. So how those frameworks help in improv, right? And having a positive outlook, and most importantly, in fact, what I think about improv and when it comes to coaching is thinking on feet of how that can help you, because whenever you are in a conversation with a coachee, this will always happen. Things are going to come where you have to like be quick on your feet. You have to either respond or be there in the moment to make sure that your coachee feels comfortable in this entire setup. So again, I'm going to just take a quick pause, and again, because new people have joined in, I will request people to turn on the camera and audio. because this is going to be a very interactive session. So that's why. And people who are on the camera and audio, actually, they will be the one primarily participating as such. इसलिए. Right? Okay. So that was about improv, and this was more about the the theory part of it, right? I just had this much in terms of theory because I am not so much of a theory person. As I said, it is not going to be a very PPT kind of a setup. What I request you is, let's have a very quick round of introduction where I can see the names and obviously you can also see the names. But what you guys do is just introduce yourself with one adjective, right? So, and that adjective should start with the same alphabet as your name. So, for example, my name is Ankur. I would say I am, and I'll probably do an action as well. So I'm adorable Ankur, or I'm ambitious Ankur, right? Something like that. So can we quickly have that kind of a setup?
Okay. So I would say reliable Renu.
Reliable Renu. Okay. Who's next? Anyone can go next.
Okay, since I'm traveling. Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead, Geeta.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll conduct. Okay, Geeta. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just, can it be funny because I don't want to call myself good or anything like that. And since I've been around quite a lot, I can say Ghumti Hui Geeta.
Okay, great. Sulva.
The closest that comes to my mind is maybe social.
Okay, so you just have to say like I'm social Sulva. That is, you just have to introduce.
I'm social.
Thank you. Safaya.
Sincere Safia.
Okay. Sincere Safia. Binay.
Good question. I wasn't thinking through, but maybe benevolent Vinay.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Now that we inflow Harsh. No, Harsh, you have to like have two things. One is the adjective should start with the same letter as your name, that is H. And second is you need to be on camera, right? So it is a very participative kind of a thing. So I would request people to be on camera, and that's how we'll conduct the entire workshop for this 1 hour session. So, okay, what we'll do now is between the 6 of us that are there on camera, before
Okay,
that,
one sec, Ankur. If you're going to use this adjective, then I'll change it to gregarious Geeta.
okay, brilliant.
Good one. Good one. And Binay, what did you say? I didn't get it.
Benevolent.
Benevolent, I said, but I can change it, but it's fine.
Okay, fine.
Let's go with that.
What first comes to your mind, right?
Yeah. I think the first word was coming as bravo, but that's how I always give things, but benevolent is fine.
No, the first word is always the best one. So don't worry on that front, right? Now, this 1 hour session, in fact, I've just given you one settings on Zoom. It will help you concentrate on the session if it's not already done. So what it does is, right now I can see only 6 frames on the screen, right? Again, probably at an nth time, I would request others to be on the camera and audio as well. But between the 6 of us, what I'll do is I'll just endow people, right? So for example, I will say gregarious Geeta, because now I will be introducing Geeta. And then Geeta is going to introduce someone else, and then that someone else is going to introduce someone else with the adjectives that we heard. Correct? So I'll start with the benevolent Binay.
Okay. Sorry, you have to say it again. There was a little.
Okay, benevolent Binay. You said benevolent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you have to introduce someone else with their adjectives.
I have to remember that. That's another thing. The last that I remember is gregarious Geeta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, social Subha.
Reliable Renu.
Okay, so it's sincere Safia.
Brilliant. Great. I think we all have been listening very closely to each other. That's amazing. Okay, thank you. So now that we know each of us as a group, right, we'll go to the next exercise, right? And what we'll do in this is, we'll probably go alphabetically. Okay, so it'll be I'll start something, and then Binay, and then it would be I think Geeta, Renu,
Geeta.
Sapphire, and Sulbha. Cool.
Renu is missed out.
No, you were there, right? After Geeta.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll say, I'll do is I'll tell you guys that just like Geeta, I'll have to travel. So I went to California and I saw a man eating food with hands. Right? And then Binay is going to say that I went to California and I saw a man eating food with hands, and I saw this, or and I did this, right? So he has to add something to it. And then every time we have to like start from the start. I went to California and I saw a man who was eating food and so on and so forth. Cool? Okay? Simple? Cool.
Very simple.
Thank you.
When we'll do, we'll get to know.
Of course. Okay. Binay, okay, I'll restart, right? So Binay, I went to California and I saw a dog barking in Hebrew.
Hebrew, that's the language you said. Okay.
Yeah.
I went to California and I saw the dog bark in Hebrew. He was outside of a Jewish temple and with a Jewish man.
Bapre, Vinay, you're making it so difficult. Keep it little simple.
All right. Okay. I went to California. I saw the dog barking in Hebrew in front of the Hebrew temple.
Huh?
In front of the Hebrew temple, जो Jewish का temple होता है ना, Jewish temple, you can say that. In front of the Jewish temple. Geeta.
I went to California and I saw a dog talking in Hebrew in front of the Jewish temple. But when I looked closely, it was a nightclub.
Renu.
Okay.
So I'll stop you again. Right. This is like the beauty of what happens in improv, right? And this actually I wanted to bring out as the base fundamental of improv, which is called as yes and, right? So what happens, when you guys are in a conversation with Kochi, right? We tend to sort of negate them. We tend to, because that's a natural instinct of human beings. It's nothing wrong with you guys. It's just like, or we guys, it is just like a natural instinct ki ye agar cheez ho rahi hai, maybe probably not, but how can this happen? Something like that. So the very fundamental of improv, which is yes and. So when I said I went to California and I saw a dog and this and that, and I requested Binay to yes and it. I asked him to add on to it, right? Which Binay did. Next minute went to Geeta, and Geeta, I'm not like pointing you out. I'm just for the sake of knowledge of people, right? She did a but to it. So what happened was the reality that, Binay had said that gets lost. Of if it was a temple, it would have been a temple. That probably it's not a nightclub. Similarly, in the conversations that we have, if you but the Kochi, the reality just goes for a toss. And then when you are actually, going deep into looking for the root cause, that is when you'll start struggling, because you are not yes-anding it. You're not accepting of what has already been done.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one part I'd like to say. Geeta, would you like to try again?
I went to California and I saw a dog talking in Hebrew in front of the Jewish temple. And he had a red collar around his neck.
Amazing. Great. Renu?
I went to California and I saw a dog barking in Hebrew in front of the Hebrew temple, and he had very beautiful. Okay, so did I do wrong?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think we lost you for a minute because of the signal. So if you
Okay.
can repeat, yeah.
Okay. So I went to California and I saw a dog barking in Hebrew in front of a Hebrew temple, and he had a collar, red collar around his neck, and he was looking for something to be. He was looking for something. mm, Maybe I don't know how to complete it.
That's completely fine. See, again, lessons come from these conversations self. And again, Renu, I'm not pointing you somewhere, but
Uh-huh.
uh, the more specific you are in your language, the easier it will be for you to find that needle in that haystack. So if that is something, and because right now we are in this improv conversation, it's very non that something can be anything. So what is this log looking for? What do you think? Anything in the world.
Something as food for him.
Food for absolutely. So this dog, which is in California, speaks Hebrew. In front of that Hebrew temple, has that red collar, right? Is looking for food. Completely fine. Cool. Okay. Next. Next is Safia.
Um, okay, so I was in California.
Mhm.
Sorry, could someone please repeat the first sentence for me?
I
I
was
was
in
in
Cal.
Sure.
I was in California. I saw a dog speaking
Okay.
Hebrew.
Hmm.
Okay, I was in California and I saw a dog bark in Hebrew in front of the Jewish temple and with a red collar. And it was looking for some food. And this dog was blue.
Yes.
I missed that. And what was blue?
And this dog was blue.
This dog was blue. I think it's my turn, Ankur.
Yes. Yes. Your turn.
So I went to California. I saw a dog who was barking in Hebrew in
Mhm.
front of the Hebrew temple, and he had a red collar, and he was looking for food, and his color was blue, and he was wagging his tail, looking at his master standing beside him.
Amazing. I think that's a very good kind of a description. And see, all of us contributed to this kind of a description. Before we started, we never knew that we can come up with this kind of description. And I'm extremely happy to see that people are actually listening, right? So this is what really happens in improv. This is what happens in coaching. And this is, in fact, that is why improv and coaching are called as life skills, because listening is a very important aspect. So as we are listening, and we are not just listening about what the previous person has said, it's like we are listening to the entire conversation. So that was the idea of just giving you this small concept of listening. Next concept I wanted to in fact talk to you guys about was about frameworks. So uh, you guys must not have done a framework right now, right, in terms of for coaching. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, cool. So, how actually, what framework is, right? So there's like some steps that can help us in navigating through those conversations, through that VUCA conversations that we are going to have with our coachee, right? Similarly, improv in itself does not really have so much of frameworks, but the idea of framework help in a lot of improv scenes or maybe the stories that we have. One quick example I want to give you guys is about Pixar. So Pixar has a framework of a story. So, and we'll use that framework to see how we can actually beautifully, just create a story without even like right now we don't have a story, and even if we do have a story, we have one story in the mind of all six of us. But how do we collaborate and co-create one particular story? That is what a framework does, and that is what I wanted to show it to you guys. So I'll quickly put that framework in the chat box. And others People who want to participate, please come on camera. It's very difficult for me to coordinate with people who are not on camera because that is how this improv things work. So I would request you guys again, anyone who wants to participate. Uh, just seeing this is not really going to help you completely. So again, so this is the framework that we are going to use, right? And again, we'll go alphabetically. uh, I'll start. So what we'll do is it is going to be a story that we don't know yet of what that story is. किस चीज के बारे में है? What's it going to? How is it going to end? We don't have any idea. But because we do have a framework, it will help us in guiding through having a story which all six of us are collectively going to make. Okay, ठीक है. So I'll start with the story with the first line, and then we'll go alphabetically the same way, right? So once upon a time, there was a man called Rajesh who had golden hair. And Binay, you go next. And then Binay has gone. Okay, great. Okay, Geeta, would you like to go next?
So when you said hair, golden, you mean rabbit hair?
Yes, it could be any hair. Yeah,
Okay.
golden hair. Yeah.
So once upon a time, there was a man called Rajesh who had a golden hair, and every day he would feed it the sweetest greens.
Okay. Binay, I'll keep you at the last for this. Okay. Renu?
Sorry, I missed it, Ankur. I lost connection. So you can repeat what the task is.
Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is this. I'll repeat and I'll restart as well. In this story, let us not like repeat from the start because that's fine. Right? We'll just build a story through those one-liners. Okay. So Binay, the format of the story is what I've pasted in the chat. If you don't have it, I've pasted it again. So I'll say once upon a time XYZ, and then it will come to you. You'll say and every day, and then you'll add on to the story, and then the next person, Geeta, will say until one day, and because of this, and similarly we'll have a story weaved up. Okay, that is the framework. This is the Pixar framework that we are going to use. Okay. So I'll restart. Again, we are going alphabetically. So once upon a time, there was a lion who wanted to conquer the world.
When is it me?
Yeah, you have to now go like and every day.
And I don't have to repeat the entire sentence, please.
Yeah.
And every day, the lion roam around jungle, look at different places, meet with his tribe, because he wanted to conquer the entire jungle and become the king of the jungle.
Geeta?
Until one day he ventured into a new area where he had never been before.
Renu?
And because of this new area, he was finding himself as if until one day when he and because of this, where he was right now, he found that he can be the king here also, since he did not find any other lion there.
And because of this, the lion continued to roam in this new adventure and try and explore how he could be the king in that jungle as well.
Until finally he encountered a stronger lion who almost chased him out of his territory to make him feel weaker than him.
No, okay. And ever since that day, the lion has dropped the idea of being the king of the world, and he now lives peacefully with the rest of the animals. Right? So that's a story we build up, and we are going to have like one more round of this. This time, we'll have to have the previous things that we started off the workshop with in terms of listening. So we need to listen, and we need to have sort of a story mindset of we don't really need to fit in something or push in something. We just need to follow the framework organically, right? We need not put in something extremely exotic, but it's completely fine, whatever that goes, right? Similar. Okay, I'll start again. Or anyone else wants to start? Any takers for it?
Any story or the same story?
Any story, any story. The same framework, but any story. So maybe anyone can start with Once Upon a Time. Who wants to start?
Okay, I can take a start.
Yeah,
Once
sure.
upon a time, there was a uh, there was a child who was uh, born to a king. However, uh, he was abandoned by the king and was left in the jungle.
Okay.
One, uh,
No, no, wait.
once upon a time. Okay.
No, no, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. The next, who's next after Sulba? It would be me again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So and then I have to continue the same story, Renu. Okay. So once upon a time she told, right? And every day the child used to think who my father is, looking at the stars above.
Until one day.
No, no, no. Wait.
Okay. Sorry.
Alphabetically. So Binay.
Okay.
Binay.
Okay.
So I have to start with Sulva and then you and then that story, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
this
yeah. Right, right. We are going in the same circle.
All right. I don't know how much I remember. Once upon a time, there was a king.
No, no, no.
If some, no,
Just add on to it. Just add on to it. Yeah.
just add into it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
His father is. He wondered who was his father is and look everywhere, look at the stars, look at the priest, and then he finally realized that he is the son of the king. Son of a king. He finally realized that he is the son of a king. And then,
I think now Geeta.
Yeah, Geeta.
sorry, Gita.
And because of this, he started to wonder what he was doing in the forest if he was the son of a king.
And because of this, he felt that why his father abandoned him. What was the reason for it?
Until finally he stopped worrying why his father abandoned him. Can I continue?
So that's fine. It's on Sulba now.
It will.
And ever since that day, he accepted his fate and started his own space in the jungle.
Yeah, fair enough. So there's this boy who looks at the stars every day and wonders who his father is. And then one day he just abandons the thought. Who my father? Amazing. Good story. That's no, that's fine. I was just kidding. But the idea, of course, is because we had a framework, so at least we could develop a story, and that was the entire idea of of appreciating the fact that once you go into a conversation with someone, if you already have something to toward the lines, even if you don't really have, I don't know, maybe not. I'll not say the experience, but if you don't have anything to start off with, a framework will always help you to navigate through, right? Okay. Next part is again about again, so it's a sort of a game. and it's going to include a lot of elements of improv and coaching. And this in particular is going to be about collaboration, right? So I think Geeta has already played this game. So I'll start off with Geeta, and she'll help us in this entire setup, right? So Geeta, you remember the one word game that we used to play?
Hmm.
The doesn't sound very confident, Geeta.
ये थोड़ा सा याद दिलाओगे आ
थोड़ा सा
जाएगा.
याद कर दो. Okay. So if me and Geeta have to say a sentence, right?
Oh yes, back and forth.
Yeah. So it'll be one word at a time. So me and Geeta are one person, right? Is it okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's going to happen is, for example, if I have to say my name is Harsh Arora, right? If I have to say, like, we have to say my name is Harsh Arora, then it will say my
Name
is
Harsh.
Arora. So we'll say one sentence as like one person at a time. Okay, is this making sense? I'll ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा सा और ऐसे example देता हूँ. So we'll start off with some very famous lines, right? Maybe Geeta, do you have some very famous lines that you can remember? Any poem, any movie dialogue, anything like that?
Not just off my head.
Okay. No worries. It's okay. It's improv, guys. So we just improvise.
Okay,
So,
we can say mere. There's a very famous movie dialogue.
which one? मेरे के तो आगे बताओ. Like,
Pass.
oh, yes. So it'll be, so she'll say mere pass
Ma.
hai, right? It is going to be this kind of a setup. Okay. Welcome, Harsh. Thank you for switching on the camera, Harsh. Okay, great. So Harsh, since now you're up, I'll put you in spotlight in terms of this thing, right? This game. Okay. So Harsh, you are a CEO of a company, right? And you are going to interview. Right? You are going to interview two candidates, right? One of them is Renu and Binay, right? And one is Sapphire and Geeta. Okay, so there are two candidates.
Right.
What I want maybe Sulbha to do right now is, Sulbha, you can listen in, right? And you can also, maybe Sulbha or the people in the chat can just give me a job that Harsh is interviewing for. I mean, Sulbha, you can speak because you're on camera, but like I wanted, like, others can also pitch in if they have a particular job that they want the interview for.
Head of L&D.
Head of L&D, amazing. That's a very regular kind of a job. Like, think of something like that's not very regular. For
Achha,
example,
that's not very regular. Okay.
yeah, I'll tell you. So in one of the previous sessions, what we had was the job was that of an elephant bather.
Huh? What's that?
Someone who bathes an elephant.
Okay.
हाथी को नहलाने वाला.
हाथी को नहलाने वाला.
Achha, okay.
Right? So you, think on
So
those
the
lines.
job hota hai. Achha, okay. Scarecrow hota hai na? Wo. Yeah. So
Amazing.
that's all.
Amazing. So Harsh is interviewing in his company for a job of a scarecrow.
Yeah.
Right? And the team was, I forgot. It was Renu and
Binay.
Renu and Binay.
And Sapphire and Geeta.
Okay, great. So Harsh, you can ask any questions. You will get probably, depending on the time, you'll get probably 2 or 3 questions to ask.
Yeah.
Right? So what is your first question to Renu and
Ankur, may I have the clarity, please? Now, if the question is asked, like I and Binay, both of us have to complete the answer for that, or how we are going to do it? You said we are in a team, so just wanted a clarity how.
No, fair enough. Okay, Sapphire, you got the game. Okay, so let Sapphire and Geeta go first. Renu, you will get an idea.
Okay,
And
fine.
what am I supposed to do in terms of just listen to them, and is there an observation that I have to come up with?
No. Just
Sure.
I mean,
part.
because it's like
Got it,
five.
got it.
Right?
Yeah, got it.
Thank you. Thank you. Subha. Okay. Okay. So Safia, you're on mute, Safia. And Geeta, you are the first person to go. Harsh, what is your question for Geeta and Safia?
Okay. So thank you for applying for this unique job, Geeta and Sapphire. Wanted to check what is your past experience in this profile?
I
Used to.
One word, only one word.
Use.
to
Be.
an
Experienced.
elephant
Sorry, the role is scarecrow, right? Not an.
oh sorry
Listening. Listening was the first thing we did in this.
okay the role is scarecrow. Okay, sorry, can we start again?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
So
What
considerate of
experience?
CEO.
Sure.
Your
Okay.
question was, what experience do you have?
Yes, for this role.
Okay, I
Use.
to
Be.
a
Scarecrow.
in
The.
field
Next.
to
My.
village.
Amazing. Very nice. Good.
Thank you. So, but
Harsh,
as you
It's very difficult.
yeah. So as you did this job in village and now you will be dealing with an urban environment, and I'm sure the crows would be very different and naughty. How
Wait,
will you
wait.
deal with them?
Harsh, next question. Wait, Harsh,
Yeah, next question I've asked.
for Binay and Renu. That's for Binay and
Okay,
Renu.
yeah. So I hope you got the question. So in the village, you must have had the experience, but now because we are dealing in an urban environment where the crows will be very, very naughty, pampered by different neighborhood people, how will you deal with them?
I
Worked
with
municipality.
in
The
urban
area.
earlier
I
have
worked
but
in
handling
urban
crows
I
didn't
worked
different
to
handle
the
crows.
will that be okay?
Yeah,
Or should we
fair enough.
continue?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely. That was crisp. Very short answer.
Yes. Okay, third question I ask or good enough?
No, so you can ask one question each.
Okay. So if you are selected, how soon you can join?
This is for Geeta and
Geeta and Sapphire, yeah.
I. You're
Either
mute.
you're on mute.
Yeah, you're mute.
Can
Start.
after
To.
weeks
Thank you. Thank you very much. So Renu and Vinay, but this profile, we are very much disturbed with this crew menace. So we need someone to join immediately. Can you work out something?
Sure.
Why?
Did you say how or did you say why?
I said why. Since I have to use only one word, so I had to
Okay.
say why. You just complete that.
No, I'll do that
Or
because I couldn't
why?
hear. I said why.
Okay, okay.
Not
If
I
can be, sorry,
be
of
join.
it's not connecting, Vinay.
No, no worries. No worries. Go ahead.
Go
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Vinay, what did you say the last?
Join.
Join.
Okay. Immediately. Is that okay?
I think that's it. The answer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, I'll just pause. I'll just pause because I'll just give my feedback. So this was one of those examples, right, where we try to incorporate all the elements that I spoke about earlier, right? So the more we listen, the more we try to get structured in our head, right? And again, it's because this game is designed in such a way that one person cannot, within quotes, win this. So we have to be collaborative. We have to be extremely involved. We have to be in the moment. We have to listen what the other person is saying. And this is going to be very similar situation of what you guys or like what we guys face during the coaching period, right? In terms of when we are sitting there with the coachee, we just cannot have anything else in the mind. And we have to be extremely, extremely active listeners and collaborate to find a solution, because we are never giving a solution. We are helping them, we are empowering them. Similarly, when two people are like trying to come up with one sentence, one answer, right? So both of them are, if you see, are helping each other. They're empowering each other. They're building on each other. They're like, okay, you said this, I will add on to this, instead of what we discussed earlier about negating. So those are just like some concepts I wanted to throw in, because this was a very good example. Thank you, Renu and Vinay, for that. Right? Harsh, because I saw the answers were pretty short. Okay, I'll give you one last thing of asking one question each to both the candidates, right? And then we'll decide who wins the job. Try and ask some open-ended question, like the one that you asked earlier, right? Instead of like, when can you join? Instead, like, go for a why kind of question. Okay, cool. Last question, Harsh.
Harsh, you are on mute.
Sorry. Yeah. So for Geeta and Sapphire, what techniques you will use to make sure that crows do not disturb us?
I
Have
a
special
feature
whereby
I
continuously
will
move
move. So
it
will
create
scare
disturbance
to
the
crows.
Good. Thank you. So, Vinay and Renu, we have seen in past that this technique sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. So what else you can do?
Let
me
assure
you
that
we
will
use
remarkably
advanced
technique
to
help you
you
in
getting away or getting
away
the crows, the sorry,
crows
using
using it.
Amazing. Great.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very specific. Okay. Great. Okay. So you guys had interviews. Harsh, now it's time for you to decide because there were, two candidates. Whom do you choose and why? But because Harsh is not alone, so Harsh is the CEO, but we also have Sulbha, who is the head of HR. So Harsh and Sulbha will together now one word at a time tell us which candidate did they select and why.
I
Well,
um, go
for
team.
team of team
I mean individual. Sorry, I
yeah,
will go with
with Geeta,
because
they or she,
was
Pacific,
and
Chris,
and
had,
sorry, what did you say? And
had,
more,
sorry,
more. You said
clarity.
and, right?
Yeah.
More
Clarity,
and
showed,
to. Anyway, showed
showed, or demonstrated, showed or demonstrated is better.
confidence
In
delivering
the job,
on delivering. You said
delivering the
the job.
job. Good.
Amazing.
Good stuff.
congratulations, Geeta.
Be the next scarecrow.
Got the job finally.
See, got the job. You should negotiate the compensation now.
Very coveted job in the market, but Geeta and Sapaya, you guys got it. So congratulations to both of you. And in fact, because of the time, I think that brings us to sort of a closure to the session. Thank you so much, guys, for this. And what we do is, before we close up. So what I again, because I was just like finding those elements of common elements between job and coaching. One of the major elements is being on the same page, and I think it's very extremely difficult to define. It's not being on the same page as much as being on the same wavelength of thoughts, right? So we'll try and see how much are we guys, in terms of on that wavelength, how much we on the same wavelength. So what we'll do is we just wrap up with an exercise where we'll count till 20. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll count to 20. I'll say 1, and then someone will say 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and 6. The only catch over here is if we speak on each other,
Hmm.
then I'll restart the count. Okay, so we'll see how much have we actually absorbed our own wavelengths. Cool. Okay, so let's start. 1,
2,
3,
3,
1,
2,
3,
4,
4,
1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
9,
Okay, we'll do till 10. Okay, so 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9.
10.
amazing, great, brilliant. That was great. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you
Thank
guys
you
had
very
fun.
much.
If you
Thank you and nice meeting you all.
Yes, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Now,
Thank
See
you.
you.
Great meeting with all.
guys liked it, I'll just put in my
Bye.
social handles over here. We guys can connect on Instagram or LinkedIn. Thank you so much, and see you guys.
Thanks. See you guys. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Thank
Nice
you.
seeing you guys. Bye.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thanks, Vinay. Thank you so much.
Ankur, share it on the Abudaya group also, no?